Good day, everyone. I am Dr. Rita Houchan, and I am a chairman of Bachelor of Science and Information Technology program of the School of Information and Communications Technology at West Visayas State University, Pototan campus. I have been teaching for 14 years now in this university, and I earned my PhD in Education, major in Curriculum Development at West Visayas State University main campus, La Paz, Iloilo City.
Hi, BSINFO and BSIS third year. Third year students, welcome to our new subject and join with me to discuss our syllabus in CC206 Application Development and Emerging Technologies. Class, we have new university vision, mission, and core values. So our new vision is that the university aims to become a research university advancing quality education towards societal transformation and global recognition. It means that the university focusing on research. That is why we as faculty members are required to conduct research every year. And you as learners, you could not get out of this university without conducting research and or any study, right? So our university mission is that WVSU commits to develop lifelong learners empowered to generate knowledge and technology and transform communities as agents of change. So we are committed to give you knowledge and technology in order to transform communities into a better one. Okay, you are the members of communities. So if we can change you to a better one, eventually we can change or we can transform also communities to a better one. In our core values, we have excellence, creativity and innovation, and service. We also see to it that we are going to make you to become excellent, creative, and innovative, and to serve other people. Okay? So you have to read our institutional outcomes. I know you are already familiar with this. And also the college campus vision mission, our school information and communications technology outcomes. And this subjects is intended for BS Infotech and BS Information System. So we have our degree outcomes. So it is your responsibility to read them. So these are the degree outcomes for BSIS. So usually ang code siya IS01 to IS10. So for BS Infotech, we have IT01 to IT13. So you have to do this or you have to read them in order that you will know what are the competencies that you need to possess when you graduate in this course. Okay, so we have also here, okay, graduates of BSIS and BSCS and BSIS and BSIT must have the ability. Okay, you read them. And we have the course title na CC206 and title. The course number is CC206 and course title is Application Development and Emerging Technologies. And we have the prerequisite CC203 Computer Programming 2. Sino diyang wala pa kakuha sa Computer Programming 2 kaya hindi pwede diri sa CC206 Application Development and Emerging Technologies. Okay. So we have our course description. Okay, so these are the things that you need to do in the entire semester for this course, for this subject, is that development of applications using web, mobile, and emerging technologies with emphasis on requirements management, interface design, usability, testing, development, including ethical and legal considerations. It means that you could not get out of this subject without the development of applications, maobra ka mo program using web. Okay? So we'll focus on how to create an application or software via website. Okay? Using the browser. Okay, we have our course graded. This is 5 units. Okay, 3 hours for laboratory and 2 hours uh, lecture. And we have 3 learning outcomes. 1, 2, 3. Okay, the first one is that develop specifications for a software development effort that precisely articulates the functional requirements, expected execution paths, and the explicit use of cutting-edge or emerging technologies with or which includes hardware devices and software library application programming interfaces. Okay, ang mga learning outcomes ni amo ni nang sabat sang aton nga course description. So, the develop. So, development of an application. So, that precisely articulates the functional requirements. It means that we have to come up first. What are the requirements of a particular business establishment or institution? Ano ba ang needs nila? Because you could not just simply writing an application or developing an application without any needs from the clients. Am I right? So you need to have to what we call this gather first the needs or the requirements of your clients. Diba? So then we are going to use software with library APIs. Actually, we already have this in our last or in our previous subject wherein we were using Eclipse where we can have or we can use their libraries so that we can easily create an application. Okay, the same is true in this subject. I'll be introducing to you a new software where there is consisting of libraries that you can just simply call and use them in order that you can easily writing an application that makes your work easy. Okay, we will talk that later on. Then for learning outcome number 2, select and use a defined coding, documentation writing, licensing standards in a sufficiently complex software project where coding, idioms, and mechanisms for implementing designs to achieve desired properties such as reliability, efficiency, robustness are practiced with respect to legal and ethical considerations. It means that we are not just simply writing software, but we also see to it that our software is reliable, no masaligan, efficient, and robustness. Robustness, it means it's very strong. It can resist from any kinds of malwares or any viruses. That's it. So without compromising legal and ethical considerations. So the learning outcomes number 3 undertake as part of a team activity an inspection of the source code and unit testing of the functional units of a sufficiently complex software project. You know, class, when you graduate in this course, you will be expected to become an analyst or programmer. So in this subject, we will practice team activity. Okay, but since it is a pandemic, so it's very difficult for us to do in a team. So I'd rather give you an individual project. So in this case, class, we will be practicing on how to test our software. So when we test a complex, it means dako na nga software, we will practice on how to test by unit because complex software project consisting of different units, wala na ginaobra as a whole but ginaobra na by unit. So ang pag-test sang aton nga software is by unit, so that we can easily look up the errors or the any bugs. Then another thing is that why we create our software by unit is that we can easily reuse. Okay, we can easily reuse them to other projects. Okay, so here are the contents, the entire contents for the whole subject for this semester. Of course, you're already familiar of the Unit 0, as we already mentioned a while ago, the vision, mission, core values, and everything. Then let's go to the Unit 1. So the Unit 1, we will talk about here the overview of software and hardware technologies. In this unit, I will be introducing to you the latest software and hardware technologies, as I already shared to you a while ago. So those are 8. So artificial intelligence, data science, Internet of Things, blockchain, robotic process automation or RPA, virtual reality, edge computing, and intelligent ops. So dito nyo na makita sa Unit 1, basahon nyo na to. Then may ato na to nga mga assessments that you will do, okay, for your task number 1. So since we are working from home and you are doing remotely, so that is why I am providing you the pre-recorded discussion, pre-recorded demonstration, na of course assignments via Google Classroom. Okay, you will do hands-on at home, and you will also do practical exam at home. So it means that you need a laptop. Okay, so pwede ka mo kapanghulam laptop or desktop. Okay, so for our laboratory unit 1, I will be introducing to you the Django framework. Okay, you can visit a complete beginner's guide to Django. Okay, ara na may URL kita. So you will do an individual drill using Django framework. So why I am choosing the Django framework? Because this Django framework, it is a software where we can download freely from the internet. This is a open source. It means that we don't need to bother ourselves to have a license for this software because it is an open source. If we are going to use not an open source software, so we are asked, we need to ask the university to buy. Okay, hindi pwedeng mang-hack lang kita sa software. So, dapat backloan ta na sa. So, we will talk about legal and ethical considerations while we are doing our applications. So, in this unit 1 for laboratory, so I'll be introducing to you on how to set up the Django project development environment using Visual Studio Code. So this Visual Studio Code is also an open source IDE or the integrated development environment wherein we can do our Django project using this Visual Studio Code. Okay. So if we are going to compare this subject to in our previous subject, we were using Eclipse previously, right? So in this case, we will be using Visual Studio Code as our IDE. Okay, then we will be using the Django framework. So the Django framework is written using the Python. Okay, so the Django framework is a software where consisting of libraries where we can just simply call so that we can easily do our development of web. Okay. For unit 2, we will talk about requirements analysis and modeling. So this is the time we are going to acquire, or we are going to conduct an interview so that we can uh, get, or we can, yes, acquire the needs. Ano ba ang mga needs ng aton nga clients? Okay? So that is why in this case, I'll be asking you to look for a store nearby in your place, like Changi lang, or if you can afford, you can conduct a study, like for example, in the hospital, in the ano ni, mga dakuang mga establishments or school where you can apply your what we call this subject. So amo na, like for example sa Changi, you conduct an interview para mabalaan nyo ang ano ilang mga requirements, ano ilang mga needs, so that you can analyze them and make a modeling so that you can easily make your application, because you cannot just simply, as I already mentioned, you cannot just simply writing an application without knowing the needs of the client. So the most important here, class, is that we need to interview, okay, to conduct an interview. What are the needs? What are the requirements of our clients? Because when we go straight writing our application, then we end up, like for example, pagtapos mo na sang imong obra sa application, di mo lang pagbato na sang client because you will not meet their requirements. So this is the important, the requirements. So for Unit 2, we will be having creating the Django project folder in Visual Studio Code and setting up server. Okay. So for Unit 3, we will be having design principles and patterns. It means that after having the requirements of our clients, we need next is that we are going to make a design for our software. Hindi kita kadiretso man gyapon sa aton application or creating application, nag-gather kita sa requirements. Then next is that we are going to design. Okay? We are going to design. Okay? Then for Unit 3 laboratory is that we are going to create and run Django applications. Dire na natin matry. Okay? Nga mag-create kita sang Django applications. Then for after units 1 to 3, we have our exams. Okay? Then for Unit 4, prototyping and quality assurance. Okay. Prototyping, prototyping model phases. Okay, those are the things that we are going to do for Unit 4, that we make sure that our application have equality. Okay. Then for laboratory, we are going to have our views and URLs Django inventory management system web application. This is the time we are going to start our inventory management system web application. So that is why I require you to have an interview with a small store, and you have to ask them if they have the, what you call this, if they have a problem on their inventory. So I'll be introducing to you on how to make this inventory management system web application. But if you are decided to do a something else except the inventory, like point of sales or any application except the inventory, it's well and good. Everything is welcome. Bisan ano da nga application ang gusto nyo, basta naka-undergo na kamo interview, kag nakakuha kamo sa requirements of the clients nan. So example ko lang niya ang inventory. So I'll be teaching you on how to make inventory management system web application. Kasi siyempre sa Changi, lagi na nilang inventory, right? Okay. For Unit 5, software testing and development. Of course, before we are going to deploy our software, we need to test. Okay, the first one is of course development. Ma-develop ano kita, then testing, then deployment. So we will talk about that in Unit 5. Then for laboratory, I'll be teaching you the profile or on how to create profile page and image file in Django Inventory Management System web application, because in any application or any transaction in a particular business or establishment, di ba, we have may mga personnel. So we have to store our personal information of our staff. So it's better that we have an image, their picture of our individual personnel, di ba? So we will do that in Unit 5 laboratory. And the last one is that Unit 6 ethical and legal considerations. Okay, what are the advantages and disadvantages of ethical compliance in an organization? Okay, may advantages, may disadvantages. Siyempre, damdam mo ang advantages ya to make the workplace peaceful, right? Diba? Kung may ethical and legal kita nga agreement, so it makes our workplace peaceful. But disadvantages, one of the disadvantages, of course, is that siyempre budget. So for our laboratory for Unit 6, the Django project, so the finishing of the Django project and the application for inventory management system web. Okay, so that's all about our lessons for this subject. Hasta lang kita sa Unit 6, pero medyo maburubugat siya. So, these are our rubrics for rating your program. So your program or your application is rated according to its correctness, its effective communication, concept understanding, and readability of the program. Okay, basahan ni Maya. Then the same grading system as we have last semester, and other requirements, portfolio of students' output. So in our task number 1 in Unit 1, diba, I require you to type your answers in Google Docs. Then at the end of the semester, wala na ta notebook, i-print out mo na lang. Okay? So these are our curriculum map. So curriculum map, we have learning outcome 1, learning outcome 2 nga gin-discuss naman previously. Dihan ginasulit lang na dira ginbutang di ang summary. Okay, summary na nisang aton nga learning outcomes. I already discussed this, the pre-recorded discussion, pre-recorded demonstration, we have online test, practical exam, hands-on activities at home. So thank you so much and good luck.